Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to the King Kong review series. Considering that this month is the 80th anniversary of the original 1933 classic, I'm going to take this series and dedicate it to every single thing Kong-related that I can get my hands on and review it. So, let's not waste any time and start with the film that has inspired more filmmakers than any other film in history. So, what's the plot? In 1933, a bold and successful filmmaker, Carl Denham, played by Robert Armstrong, travels by ship with a large crew, his friend Jack Driscoll, played by Bruce Cabot, and the starlet Ann Darrow, played by Fay Wray, to an unknown island to shoot a movie. There, the local natives worship a huge gorilla called Kong, and they abduct Ann and offer her as a sacrifice to Kong. Jack Driscoll, who is in love with her, Carl Denham, who aims to capture the animal for an exhibition in New York, and part of the crew hike into the jungle, where dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures run amok, trying to rescue Ann. King Kong falls in love with Ann and protects her against the dangers, but the gorilla is captured and brought to New York City. In the middle of a show on Broadway, Kong escapes, bringing panic to the Big Apple. The way I can describe in my own words about the film is that it's an inspiring classic. The acting and characters are great for their time. I think my favorite character in the piece is Carl Denham. He's very enthusiastic and heroic, much more than the main hero. He's determined, he's proud, and most of all, adventurous. He's a fun character to be around, and will do anything to get his film done. Not so much in a villainous way, cause during the film he does care about the safety of others around him. And although he might have gone a bit mad in capturing Kong, he does ultimately consider sympathy for him in the end. Jack Driscoll is a bland character. That's all I can really say about him. Then there's Ann. While Fay Wray is the first to portray the beauty, is not the best, but she still does a good job. Though she's very much a damsel in distress, she is strong in her own right. Though during her time with Kong, she doesn't do much but scream, which gets a little old and annoying at times. The rest of the characters are well done too. I love Eaglehorn's old witty personality, and Weston, though only in the film for 3 minutes, is very memorable to me. But let's talk about Kong. He is very well portrayed in the first film, a vicious, brutal, and sometimes creepy giant monster that you don't feel bad for till the very end. Though not the scariest portrayal in terms of creature designs, but very memorable. The dinosaurs are one of the best things in the movie. The Stegosaurus, Brontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and other creatures are some of the most famous images in the film. I don't think there has ever been a cooler, more awesome fight ever seen on the screen than of Kong fighting the T-Rex, in an ultimate battle on who is king of the jungle. The other fights between the Elasmosaurus and Pteranodon are also awesome sights to behold. But it's the Empire State Building that is the most recognized. I don't think anybody in or has been to New York can ever get out of their head the image of that building without seeing a giant ape on top of it battling armed planes holding a girl in his hands. It's so memorable. You wonder how an image like that came up in someone's brain. Well, that is the genius, non-drugged mind of director Marian C. Cooper, who is in some ways a real-life Indiana Jones. His entire life since he was a boy was adventure. And this wasn't just making movies. No, this guy lived in danger and adventure, going on jungle adventures, flying battled planes in World War I and II, and encountering all kinds of wondrous, amazing things that you don't really find in the modern world. The idea of Kong came from his mind after reading a book as a small boy about the first discoveries of mountain gorillas, where, in stories about them being giants in their own way, killing people and kidnapping women, doing God knows what to them, where I think the inspiration for the Beauty and the Beast entered his mind. Years later, he took the idea to studios in Hollywood. The original idea to film the project was to capture a real gorilla and have it fight a Komodo dragon with miniature sets, which, let's be honest, would have been really cool. But many studios passed on the project. Meanwhile, an infamous pioneer of stop-motion animation, Willis O'Brien, was making a film at RKO called Creation, a sequel to The Lost World. The film was going through trouble and had to ultimately be scrapped, but Cooper, who was helping RKO at the time, saw some of O'Brien's work on the film and saw it as an opportunity to make his giant gorilla movie. Kong was finally greenlit, with several titles including The Beast, The Eighth Wonder, King Ape, and went through several script drafts. I'll explain those in another video. The cast was assembled and the sets were ready to use, from a recycled production called The Most Dangerous Game. The concept to bring live action and animation together was done with several effects, from rear and miniature screen projection, life-size portions of the creatures, and putting two pieces of film together. The stop-motion animation was painstaking and time-consuming. 1 second of film is 24 frames, which could have taken 150 hours to animate a minute of film. The T-Rex fight took about 6 weeks to complete. That is incredible in its own right. Then it went into post-production with its music and sound. Murray Spivak had several ideas to vocalize Kong and the other creatures, by combining animal sounds and using his own voice. The music by Max Steiner is amazing and memorable to listen to. The best pieces, in my opinion, are the opening, the intro to Skull Island, the native dance, and the end piece, which leaves a little tear shed for me just in music alone. With all the pieces together, the film was released during the depths of the Great Depression in 1933, and became an instant classic. The world had never seen anything like it before, and was a milestone in special effects. Overall, the film is fantastic. Everything about the film and how the film was made is great to watch. If there's a film that will get you into the movie-making spirit, this is a definite watch. If you haven't seen it, you must. It's an unforgettable classic. I give it a 9 out of 10. Well, that's all I gotta say about the original 1933 classic. Tune in next time when we take a look at the sequel made the exact same year, called Son of Kong. See you then!